Yo, 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 what's good, my people? What's good, man? Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. Hope all is well. It's a beautiful day outside. I just got off of work, so I got to the bag. Now I can just do my podcast and make some, do with my passion. You know what I'm saying? What's up? What's up? All right, follow my passion, follow my dreams. You know what I'm saying? Going with the gift. Always go with your gift. Make sure y'all check out the interview that I did with Miss Yanni Israel the other day. She dropped some really good jewels, man. It's on the my YouTube channel. Make sure y'all check it out. She's a female black entrepreneur. She specializes in high-end luxury bags. She has her own line. It's called Israel. She also has clothing. You know what I'm saying? Her clothes are awesome. Positive words of affirmation on her clothing. So I'm ordering some t-shirts. I ain't even gonna hold you for the summer because I love wearing clothes that have positive affirmations on them. Shout out to everybody that's watching the pod, man. Shout out to everybody on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody who's on Facebook. I'm gonna go to those other pages to chat to chime in to see if you guys are leaving comments. I encourage you to go to my YouTube channel to watch the lives. That way I can see your comments. I cannot see your comments directly on directly on this on the YouTube channel if you're sending your chats through Facebook or Instagram. I would have to go to those platforms myself and manually and do it. So I encourage you go to my Big Picture Podcast YouTube channel. That way you can watch it, you can chat and converse with everybody else on it. It's Big Picture Podcast 212. Big Picture Podcast 212. I have some really good topics today for you guys, man. And we just gonna get straight to the script, and we just gonna call them big picture topics. Big picture topics. Um, Shoot. So yeah. So shout out to everybody who's fasting. You know, whether you're doing Ramadan. Shout out to if you're doing Lent. Shout out to you also. Me personally, I'm doing Lent. I started a day late, but it's what they say, better late than never, right? So let's see. Let's see if we live on IG. Uh, all right. Okay, so we live on IG. We lit on IG. God is good. So um so yeah, I'm doing Lent. I'm doing Lent. I have sacrificed what have I taken out? Meat. No meat and no coffee. No meat and no coffee. I started off just doing no meat. Wow, I'm getting phone calls. One second. Hello? Yeah, yes, yeah, yeah, Courtney. I'm on a live right now. I'm gonna call you back in about. I'm gonna reach out like 45 minutes. Okay. All right. I'll text you before I call. Okay. All right. Bye. Yeah, helping her with a special project. It's a secret. It's a surprise. But yeah. So yeah. What was I saying? So Lent. So I'm doing Lent. So I started off doing just no meat, right? And when you start doing stuff like that, you start to realize, the different things that you would eat or whatever, or what else is bad for you, right? Because if you're not eating meat, sometimes you might feel hungry. You might feel different. You might say, you know what, if I'm not eating this meat, I'm gonna eat snacks or I'm gonna drink coffee or whatever. So I ended up cutting out coffee. So as I cut out the meat, it leaned to me. It led to me cutting out coffee. So I think maybe like 5 days in, I cut out coffee. So I'm just drinking tea. I'm drinking my favorite. My favorite tea is lemon zinger tea. In the comments, if you may, please put. your let me see something. What's good, Cuzzo? What's good? Please put your the tea, your favorite tea. Like I said, mine's is lemon zinger. Um and I like green tea also. Let me just hit this person up real quick. My cousin in Chicago. 1 second. Yeah, so my favorite right now is lemon zinger. Okay, so we have a comment. Where the comments at? LaShawn Smith, happy Saturday. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the comments now. I was telling you guys to go to the chat and I wasn't even paying attention to it. So yeah. So LaShawn, what's your favorite tea? What is your favorite tea? What is your favorite tea? My tea is lemon zinger. Lemon zinger. So so yeah, like I said before, so let me just show y'all a clip of the awesome interview that I had with let me see, that I had with Miss Yanni the other day. It was awesome. It was super awesome. You got, hey, what's up, Cuzzo? Chi-Town is definitely in the building right now. Chi-Town is definitely in the building. Shout out to Chicago. And I'm gonna let y'all hear a clip. So this is one of the clips. So if you coming out the back with a $300 bag and no one's ever heard of you, like you have to build that up. It's like you really do. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. So, what type of challenges have you had, and like how have you overcome them? One challenge that I think I still face. I mean, I think I'm hard on myself, but I feel like just actually getting my brand out there more. Again, I have friends and other people that always say, "Oh, you're doing great." Yeah, I am, but I guess I just challenge myself to if I make it to that level, I want to make it to that level, and I'm learning to smell the roses as I go along. Trust me, I am. But the challenge is really just about finding different ways to market, keeping up with finding your target audience because people I have sold to, that's still not my audience. I've noticed some people are not my audience. You know, they'll come around once. I want people that actually loves my brand, that they love it and they find the purpose in it and the meaning in it, and they actually say, you know what, I love what she's doing. Not everybody gets it, and that's totally. Yeah, so she hit a valid point on this pod the other day, and you do, like, not everybody's gonna like your brand. Not everybody's gonna love it. You know, everybody don't have the same vision, and that's okay. That's why they call it your vision, right? So not everybody's gonna like it. Also, having your target audience. Find your target audience. Find your core audience. People who follow your brand, who appreciate your brand, not just people who hit a like button every now and then or put fire emojis or whatever the case is. Much love to all of them. I'm talking about the people who are actually putting comments on your platforms when you are doing content. People who are on your YouTube live actually greeting you, saying hi, how was your day, engaging in your content. And people have to realize if you want to support somebody, if you want to support somebody's business, if they're a YouTuber or a content creator, whatever the case is, just fire up. If you really want to, this is the difference. There's a difference between people who want to pop out and then people who just want to, who really want to support you, right? So if you got people who really supporting you, they're gonna leave comments. They're gonna say, "Yo, this clip was very inspiring to me," or they're gonna really put something that can have you engage because a YouTuber who's really doing their job or a content creator doing their job, they're going to engage. They're supposed to engage with you. They're supposed to reply to you, and that's how it works. You understand what I'm saying? Um, so yeah, like know your target audience. You understand what I'm saying? You got to challenge yourself. Smell the roses. Smell the roses. I had a conversation with somebody last week, and she, is someone who tries to just, make, decisions that might not be right for that moment, but sometimes their integrity their will, their drive. Sometimes your drive can push you a little bit too far at the moment. You understand what I'm saying? And you can already be doing good. Don't beat yourself up trying to get ahead, because that's what it's going to look like. Stop trying to get ahead all the time. Sometimes smell the roses. You got to sit back and smell the roses, because a lot of times we're already doing good, but we just have like these goals that we make for ourselves. And sometimes we don't give ourselves a chance to smell those roses. If you have kids, hang with your kids sometimes, or whatever time you have. You understand what I'm saying? If you have a loved one, balance time with that. Most importantly, balance time with yourself, and balance time with your passion, something you love, right? Because yes, patience is a virtue. Patience is a virtue. And I'm learning that every day. I'm 45 years, I'll be 46 this year. And there's so many different things that I'm learning. And this is one of the reasons why I created this platform, was so I could learn from my viewers too. Not just give y'all information that I get from doing research, but I could learn from you guys too. Transparency. You understand what I'm saying? My aunt told me a long time ago, she was like, yo, just, I don't tell my whole life, but I talk about a lot of different things that, some things that go on within my life. But you got to smell the roses. You got to smell the roses. A lot of us were working 60, 70, sometimes 80-hour work weeks. You know what I mean? And we have to like set time to smell those roses. Nothing is just going to come to you right away. Yes, yes, nothing will come to you right away. A lot of things you got to work for. And and Monica, you made a valid point. You made a valid point. And I'm actually going to play a video from another clip from the interview that I did with Yanni the other day, where she actually talks about that, about choose your hard, pick your hard. You know, doing something you love, a lot of times it's not going to be easy. Like what? Oh, sorry. Like what advice do you have for the ladies that's coming after you?
Coming after? Oh, like coming up after me.
Yes, yes.
I always, because I have a daughter, she's 13.
Okay.
I just tell her nothing is easy. Nothing. You can struggle and it's not easy. You can be successful and it's not easy. Like I know, you know the saying, pick your hard. Which hard would you rather have? And I will always just say, listen, if I feel like it's not hard, but I feel like I always, like I tell my daughter, never give up on something that you want to do. You never want to grow up feeling like you have to do something. Do something that you're good at so you don't feel like you're working. And I tell her, like I said, think about it. People make money doing things they literally wake up and love to do. I tell her it's this simple. I said, what's your hobby? Okay, find your hobby. Now, do your hobby every day. I guarantee you're gonna turn it into something.
Yo, she hit it. Spot on. She hit it, man. You understand what I'm saying? Like, find your hobby and just go hard with it. Go hard with it. Like, don't let up. You understand what I'm saying? Listen, people, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed. Hit the notification button. Share the channel to your friends, your family. All right, let's stop playing. So yeah, man. So that was a great interview. That was a really great interview, man. She dropped some really good jewels the other day. Um, excuse me. I have some really good people coming on the platform within the next couple of weeks. I think within the next 2 weeks, I think I'm interviewing like three different young ladies who have their own businesses. Beauty and brains. That's what you will see on my platform. You understand what I'm saying? Beauty and brains. Like, there are actually women out there who have the beauty and also have the brains. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, nothing. She is so right. I preach that to Zayden. You don't get what you want by it being handed to you. Yes, you have to work hard to get what you want. Yes, it is so important. Yo, Future, what's really good? Big bro right there. Yeah, so nothing comes easy in life. You understand what I'm saying? Like you have to choose your hard. You understand what I'm saying? You can't have three, four hards going on at one time. You understand what I'm saying? Like because now it's like, all right, I'm spending too much time on this, spending too much time. Nah, choose your hard. Something that's gonna get you to the next level. And I only put up two clips on my Instagram page. I'm supposed to be making reels for those two for the YouTube channel. But and I'm gonna put that up. But I low key want to make like about a good have my assistant make about three more clips from that interview to put on my Instagram channel because because she was dropping some jewels. The next lady I have, she's coming on Wednesday. This Wednesday at 8:45 p.m. Her name is Washonda Lee. All right. She's currently and she was raised in White Plains, New York, but she lives in Atlanta. She's a nurse. She's an author, also a book author, and she's gonna be dropping some jewels on us Wednesday night. I have y'all know I come with those questions. All right, you gonna do your research. Do your research. So this Wednesday night's pod is gonna be very, very inspiring. Not for the not just for the sisters, but for the brothers too. We're gonna actually create a flyer for it. That way I can circulate it to y'all and y'all could repost it, reshare it, and do all other kind of stuff. Beautiful young lady from Atlanta, author, her story. We're gonna be talking about domestic violence and not just domestic violence on the female side, but on the male side. Men who have been stories about men who have been abused by women because it's a thing that happens out there. All right? Men too, right? So, like I said again, man, big shout out to Yanni Israel. I advise her to make some leather wallets for the men for Father's Day. That'll be hard. You know what I mean? So hopefully we get that, and I'm gonna get some t-shirts for her. I'll be tuned in. Yes, please tune in, cuz I talk to you every day, so I'm gonna make sure. Yeah, taking domestic. Oh, so you're taking domestic violence class next semester. That's a good course to take. A domestic violence class, a domestic violence class, because it's hard, man. Being in some of these relationships be hard, yo. You know what I'm saying? And for a woman to take that is really big because I think a lot of times women do not know the things that can trigger a man, and I think that's an important part of a relationship, like knowing what triggers your man, especially if he has a past of abuse or a past of molestation or whatever the case is. Like, the past couple of weeks, black men have been coming to the forefront about being molested when they were younger. Jonathan Majors, he said he was molested when he was little, sexually. I think he said by a woman, a woman. Um, and the other day, what's this guy's name? What was it? YG. He just put out a song stating that when he was 14, he was raped by, well, we don't want to say rape. We're not going to say rape. Moreover, he was, we got to find a better word for that, right? But he was, yeah, let's just say rape. Let's just call it that. It is what it is. It is. I'm gonna find a better word. I'm gonna hit up Chat GPT and find a better word for it because I don't like using that on my platform. But yeah, so when he was 14, that happened to him, a 28-year-old woman. So we have to be mindful about how women have to be mindful about how they talk to their men, talk to their significant others. Um, who's this? I'm sorry. Yeah. So and so for you, cool. Yeah. So for you to yes, you could say sexually abuse. Okay, sexually abuse. Okay, so shout out. All right, boom. Shout out to my cousin Monica, who's actually in school to be a social worker. All right. And I'm grateful to have somebody on this platform who can redirect me when I'm saying words like that that don't need to be um mentioned or spoken of like that. You know what I mean? So yes, so they were both sexually abused. Um and I didn't know this was a common thing. I really did not know this was a common thing. One of my other good brothers, my alumni brothers, he spoke about how he was sexually abused when he was a child by his aunt. And that's crazy, right? So, yeah, man, domestic violence is a big thing. So yeah, so she's gonna be on a platform on Wednesday. Me personally, I can't wait for her to come on. Um, I've been in contact with her for the past about a good, maybe off and on, maybe like good 6 7 years, and the questions I have lined up for her are going to be really awesome. I'm also interviewing a caterer, young sister. Her business is booming, and a esthetician. All black sisters, black businesses. You know what I'm saying? And I really think you guys are gonna like these interviews. And it just hits different when you see a beautiful woman talking about her business, like, and seeing how bright they are. Because I think society, they have this thing that beautiful women can't be, or not successful in those ways, as far as like running businesses and things of that nature. Like, and we're going to change that narrative. We're going to change that narrative. And on my platform, we're going to promote beauty and brains. You understand what I'm saying? And I think that's a positive thing. They just happen to be right. So yes, I do have some topics that I want to talk about. Moreover, as I, chat through things that occurring, in the present time, which is life. Sometimes we have to talk about, life, because life be life. And I have someone you can interview that has her own business. Yeah, listen, shoot her my information. Um, I have a special package that I offer for people who have their own businesses, and it's very affordable. And if you want your business promoted on my platform, I will interview you for about a good hour. Your business will be promoted on my Instagram page. I have about 13.5 thousand followers on my IG page, and I have roughly 7,700 followers on my Facebook page. So I do this. This is a profession that I have, and yes, you will be promoted. Clips will be made for promotion. Flyers will be made. So tell your friend to hit me up, to shoot me an email, and I'm just tapping on this one and taking notes. Okay. Yeah, that's my boy, one of my co-hosts. Yeah, so yes, life be life, and life be life, and I like to, all the pods that I do by myself, I like to always, give thanks, and just talk about different things that's going on, that could be going on in my life or just in the world in general. Um, but yeah, graduation's approaching, the end of the year, school year's approaching for the ones who have little ones. Make sure you focus up with them, with these regents, with these finals, with these tests. Like, this is pretty much the last quarter before we wrap it up for the school year, and just make sure they stay positive, right? If they got to go to summer school, so what? Like, let's just get through it. Just get through it. It's all good. Tonight I'm going to a live taping, a No Funny podcast live taping. It's going to be at SOB's. Shout out to the producer of that podcast, Shin, good brother. And yeah, man, I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna probably get some footage, put it up on the platform, or what have you. Jaquan, that's Jada Kiss' son. He's gonna be performing tonight on the stage, and it's gonna be a good vibe. It's gonna be a very good vibe. Um, but yeah, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Okay, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Um, so y'all can be, up to date on everything that's going on. So yes, so I have a few topics I wanted to talk about. Well, since we was talking about Jaquan, he put up a post. Well, he didn't put up this post, but he was on the No Funny Shit podcast show the other day, and pretty much he was going at Jim Jones, saying that Jim Jones cannot last in the verses with Styles P. Right? Um, he pretty much was just like, verses is about, bars and all of that. And, I'm not the person that go back and forth with that, because I know both of those guys are good, and you can only be the judge of that. We can't, you can go back and forth about stuff like that all day. But until we see them on stage, then we'll know what's what. Right? Nelly. So I don't know if y'all saw a post the other day. Our good brother Nelly, he pretty much said that the reason why he married Ashanti was because he did not want her to be a baby mama. Um, First of all, much shout out to Nelly, shout out to Ashanti. Congratulations on the baby. Congratulations on the marriage, on the wedding, right? Moreover, we gotta be careful how we speak on these platforms, right? Like, and he could have meant every word he said. Me personally, I'm not married. I've never been married. I look forward to being married one day. Moreover, the one thing I'm not going to tell anyone, the media, is that I married her because I did not want her to be a baby mama. I don't think no woman wants to hear that, B. You understand what I'm saying? That's like telling your kids, you know what I'm saying? The only reason why you here is because I got your mother pregnant. So it's like we gotta be careful how we say things, man, because I'd be like, dang, yo. That's like a woman telling me. That's like the woman telling me, yo, I only married you because you have my kid, or you gave me a kid. It's like, damn, you ain't married me because you love me. You ain't married me because you love the way I treat you. Like we're like how how we how the levels of appreciation, we gotta do better, man. You know what I'm saying? And like I said before, man, shout out to Nelly. You know what I mean? That's the homie. Like he does. He very successful brother. You know what I'm saying? And I saw the post the other day, and I was just like, wow. Like, how would you feel, Monica? How would you feel if your husband was like, yo, only reason why I married you because I didn't want you to be a baby mama. Like, that's it could be portrayed in so many different ways. Because you got people who's like, and that's I think the reason why you say that, you knew I was going to say that because if we was on the phone. Listen, you can call my phone right now. I don't know if you able I know you're at work. You can definitely call the phone right now, and yeah, I have a jack for the pod. Not my personal phone. Let me give you a number to call. Let me put the number for you guys to call in the chat. I gotta get almost get out of here because I gotta get ready for this podcast tonight. So this is the number for you guys to call, Monica. If you want to call and talk about what I just said, I just wouldn't want a woman to say that to me. you know. But see, the thing is like that's some real old school shit, old school stuff. Like a lot of back in the days, a lot of times, when men, when people would get married, it was because they didn't want their child to be born out of wedlock. Does that make sense? You understand what I'm saying? Like they just didn't. A lot of people do that. A lot of people do that. That's a thing. It's a real thing. You know. Um, and it's honorable. It's low key honorable. It's low key honorable, and I think depending on the woman, it depends on how the woman takes it. Some woman might be like, "Yo, you right. You better have married me. You better not want to have wanted me to have a child, have just be a baby mama." Like that's a real thing. That's definitely a real thing. So, Listen, if you're on Facebook, let me check my Facebook page. I'm gonna see if you guys are listening. Cool. If you're on Facebook, make sure you go to the YouTube channel to it's called Big Picture Podcast 212. So you can and I'm gonna put this in the caption next time maybe before I go live. Um but yeah, cuz hit that chat, hit that number if you're able to come on. Um yeah, so let me see. So that was that. I saw the what's this? Who is this right here? This woman's crazy. 1 second, y'all. I saw the, I would say, as long as the intentions are to get married at the end of the day. Yeah, yeah, but yeah, okay. Yeah, you're right though. You're right. You know, as long as the intentions are good, but like I said a little earlier, you know, um, it all depends on what the woman, how the woman accepts it. Some women are cool with that. Some women are like, nah, I don't like, I don't appreciate that. So, you know, Monica says she's the example of a woman who's like, yo, as long as the intentions are good, I love you, and I didn't want you to be a baby mother. I don't want people to call you a baby mama. So it's an honorable thing, you know. Um, this podcast, what the a second. So let's see what else we got here. So I see, yeah. So I saw the interview that what's this woman's name? Jessica Hilarious, right? I saw the interview that she had on the Breakfast Club. I mean, not on the Breakfast Club, on Shay Shay, on the Shay Shay Club. Great interview. I actually like the way Shay Shay. I like his style of interviewing, and we have some really good interviewers out there. I think Shay Shay is one of them. And when I mean interviewers, I mean the ones that do it by themselves, not the Gillian Wallows. Cam, he's good at it too. Cam, he interviews guests sometimes by himself. Um, so yeah, so particularly Shay Shay, I like the way he segues to different topics or whatever. One of the topics she said though was she was talking about, how the money, the advance or the first check that they gave him when she first started at the Breakfast Club permanently, or guess signed the contract. She said that she has not touched that money yet. And she says that she has a number of Birkin bags. So Birkin bags can go between 1 second. Let me send this link. 1 second. Just texting my co-host. Yeah, well, one of my co-hosts. Yeah, so Birkin bags can go for anywhere, but I listen. I don't wear Birkin bags. What she said, of course I don't. It's a woman, right? But so yeah, so she plans on selling these Birkin bags that she's brought for $70,000 to $80,000. But okay, sorry, I stand corrected. She didn't say she's planning on selling them. She said that they're good investments. She said that they're good investments. So watching pardon me, I'm sending the link to someone else. Give me 1 second, guys. I need to send this link to my co-host. 1 second, guys. Oh, okay, I'm backity back. Yeah, so that's but see, Monica, this is what I'm trying to tell you. So Tasha K, right? Very, I know you probably heard of it before. She said that's not an investment. We have to define what an investment is because usually when you make an investment, you're supposed to make back more money than what you put up. So like a house is an investment. Why? Because if you buy a house for $200,000, then 5, 10 years down the line, it might be worth $300,000 or 250 or three whatever. It's going to be worth more money. But because sometimes houses appreciate, but when you're buying things that depreciate, how is that an investment? Right? So do we need to know what do we need to know? Okay, we're gonna bring our sister Joy in. Do we need to know what the definition of investment is? Hey, what's up, Joy?
Hey Monty, happy
What's good? What's
Saturday.
good? Happy Saturday. So we're talking about the Shay Shay interview where Miss Jess Hilarious, she says she has these Birkin bags and she brought them because they're investments. Now, are expensive bags, are they investments? Because usually investments, my knowledge of investments are when you make a purchase and they'll be worth more money in the future. So, like a house,
Right.
maybe jewelry. I don't know, like these tangible things. So, what is your intake on that?
Well, from what I know, I don't know if it's only I'm not sure about with the Hermes Birkin bags, but I believe from what I've read before, um they're good as far as valuable for resale. So I'm not sure if they go up in value, especially because they
Okay.
are good for resale. Maybe some of them are limited, so they probably would. I've heard the same thing about Chanel bags as well. But I mean, unless she plans on selling them in the future.
Yeah, like God forbid, she goes broke or just needs money. You understand what I'm saying? She'll probably be able to get like $5,000, $10,000. Like,
Well, they're way more. They cost. They retail way more than 5 and 10,000. So I would hope
yeah,
the
she gets
resale
more than
value
that.
would be way more than that. Yeah. But again, I mean, I would say that's more of like a rich man's trophy type of thing when it comes to Hermes bags, the Birkin bags in particular. So I would hope that she would just be smart about it. Like if you feel like it's an investment, then I would buy more so the ones that were limited quality, or I'm sorry, not
Mhm.
quality, limited quantity.
Yeah.
So I know that it's more likely to be at a higher resale value later down the line if that was my intention.
Okay, okay. So right before you came on, I had a quick topic about Nelly. He said that the reason why he married Ashanti was because he didn't want her to be a baby mama.
Mm-hmm.
And my cousin, she said, it depends on what did she say? That could be portrayed in a lot of different ways. As long as the intentions are good, they get married at the end of the day, right?
Right.
So, like, how do you feel about, a man, telling you, hey, listen, I just don't want you to be a baby mama. That's why I'm marrying you.
I
Do you
respect it.
care? You
Yeah,
respect?
I
Yeah.
would.
Yeah, I told her. And it's crazy, when my cousin said that, you know what I'm saying? Like, she was like, yo, Mark, she was like, as long as the intentions are good. And then I was like, you know what? Back in the days, and even now you hear it, you know, a lot of people say that.
Mm-hmm.
They be like, yo, I'm gonna marry you. I'm gonna marry her because
Mm-hmm.
I don't want the baby to be born out of wedlock.
Right.
Like, if he would have said it that way,
Mm-hmm.
than saying baby mama,
I mean,
like,
potato, potato. Some people just
yeah,
like to
yeah,
play
yeah.
semantics with the way he knows his intention. If he expressed that
That's
to
what
the
my
world,
cousin said.
because it's really nobody's business if he decided to do a shotgun wedding because he didn't want the baby brought into an unwed situation, or if he genuinely loves her and decided I want to do right by her. That's their business. But as far as him speaking on it, I absolutely think it's the righteous thing to do. you would prefer, because I know he has older children as well. So I'm not sure if he married their mother at the time. But again, there's a few decades difference in between. I'm sorry, it's a few decades difference in between those children and this one. And I would hope that as a man grows and matures, both men and women, you would take on that maturity where you would see things differently. So if he wanted to go about things differently and decided that he wanted to marry her to make things right, I think it's absolutely honorable. And I think everybody's entitled to their opinion, but anybody who has anything negative to say about it, it's like, come on, it's not that
Yeah.
serious.
Yeah.
I think we should be, as a culture collectively, we should be more outraged or offended or feel some kind of way if he said it like, oh, well, she's one of my baby mamas, because that culture is celebrated. So why is it an issue? Because he said he didn't want to do that.
Hmm. Yeah, I think sometimes we get we focus too much on the wrong things
Yeah.
instead of the right things. Like he did the right thing, which was
Yeah.
getting married.
Absolutely.
Let's focus on that. And
Right.
we salute that.
Yep.
I also spoke about YG. He made a new song out. He put a
Yeah.
song out and he spoke about being sexually abused when he was 14 years old
Mm-hmm.
by a 28-year-old woman.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy that things like this are happening, and I was just like, wow, like you never thought
Well,
like in the
I didn't talk. It was
you
called
ne-
right and your great.
No, that's
because
just people. I'm sorry. I'm
oh
just
yeah, it's
looking
all good.
around. Go ahead.
It's all good. Like you got people that think like, oh, nah, like a young man should want that. You know what I'm saying? Like a 14-year-old, yeah, his dream should be to sleep with an older woman.
I'm
Uh,
about to go
uh
after.
you understand what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
but that don't be the
On
case
the
all the
stairs?
time. Like, it's
Mm-hmm.
actually people out there who's like, yo, your body feels violated. You understand what I'm saying? And it's not a good thing, man. It's definitely
We
celebrated too much.
I
I
remember
had the
we
word
spoke
baby
on
mom.
something similar, a similar topic a few months ago, like episodes
Hmm.
ago, and I believe it was from Ray J. I'm not sure if it was Ray J or if it was someone else, but it's just sad whether it's misogyny or not. The mere fact is, let a child be a child.
Hmm.
Some men see it as a rite of passage. Sometimes it's a, I'm sorry, my mother keeps calling me.
It's
Some
okay.
men see it as a rite of passage. Sometimes they
Hmm.
see it as like, this is how you become a man. I think it absolutely should be done whenever the individual is ready. Whenever, whether it's a boy or a girl, young boy or girl, whenever they're exposed to sex too early, they become over sexualized. It can
Hmm.
become predatory, where it depends on the experience of it. That's why they should not be exposed to stuff like that too early. So if he's saying that this woman took advantage of him when he was still a kid,
Hmm.
I can't even imagine. And this is why I talk to my son being prepubescent, going into, puberty and his teenage years soon. I talk to him
Hmm.
all the time. I don't care who says they want to do what. First
Hmm.
of all, it's way too soon. You're not ready. And you don't let nobody peer pressure you to do anything. I don't care who has what to say about it,
Hmm.
because you're not
Hmm.
living for them. And they don't know what type of traumas come with that. Now, what I'm seeing is a lot of comments from females acknowledging how common this is, especially with males. When you speak to a lot of males, they will let you know often males lose their virginity from an older woman, whether they were young and it was a babysitter, or an older girl who may have been more promiscuous and decided she wanted to do XYZ with him. It's still, that's traumatic, because if we
Hmm.
wouldn't think it was okay for that to be done to a young girl, why are we saying that it should be okay for it to be done to a young boy?
The
And to
young
me,
man.
what was discouraging, young men, and what was
Hmm.
discouraging to me is to see there were several comments from men saying, this nigga gay, what you complaining for? You got PUSSY, like,
Mm.
and if that's your experience, that's what you wanted, that's what you wanted. But a lot of that is Stockholm syndrome. A lot of those
Mm.
people saying that we're taking advantage as well, and got other people in their ears telling them, oh, it's okay, that's what you're supposed to do, versus recognizing it as a traumatic experience. There's no reason why adults should be doing anything sexual with underage children, minors, etc., whether it's seen as a rite of passage. So I think it's commendable that he came forward. He probably needed to do it maybe for healing or, whatever he needed to speak on
Yeah,
it.
it's probably healing.
Yeah, but I'm discouraged and a little disheartened by seeing so many men say, like, calling him out and calling him, PUSSY, saying he's gay for
Mm-hmm.
speaking on that. He was
Mm-hmm.
raped and sexually assaulted by an adult while he was a child.
Mm-hmm.
That's unexcusable, whether it was a
Yeah.
female doing it to a male or not. That was
Mm-hmm.
unexcusable. So I do
Yeah.
commend him for speaking out on it, especially getting
Mm-hmm.
backlash, knowing he was going to get backlash from people,
Mm-hmm.
having their opinions about it.
Yeah. 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 It's crazy. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. So, like, did you see the post of Marvin Sapp?
Yes.
He wanted $20 from each member that was in the church, each person that was in the church the other day, and he also wanted $20 for each person that was online, which was pretty much added up to about $40,000. So he
Right.
did not want them leave. He did not want them to leave the building or to get offline off the web until they gave 20,000. He actually told them to lock the doors.
Yeah. Well, I
Right.
heard people try to correct it and say, well, he didn't say lock the doors. He said close the doors.
Close
But
the
he
doors.
still said to close them doors and basically imply nobody's leaving anywhere until you got cough up that money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Like it's crazy, man. Like we I don't know, man. I don't know. The church always gets scrutinized for this type of behavior.
And that's why that
You
didn't
know,
help it. Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Pastors, they do it all the time,
Yeah. And I think
you
that's
know?
whack because you already have people who,
Go
you
ahead.
know, you have so many people who they want to go to church, but they're afraid of being judged, maybe for not having church clothes or not looking a
Yeah.
certain way. You have people who feel like they want to go, but they feel like they may be judged for other things. So then you also have those who maybe they're not doing so well financially and they just want to
Hmm.
go and hear the good word. So to
Yeah.
feel pressured, and I understand maybe him feeling like, you know what, we got to put some pressure on it. This is our goal. Okay,
Hmm.
we can say that for the sake of that, but it'd be different. Turn that down a little bit, mama. It'd be different if it was more so business versus a place of faith. And to make people feel pressured, I feel like was crossing the line when it came to contributing financially because everyone doesn't have it, especially in this day and age where everything is 2 to 3 times more than it was a few years ago. We see thousands of layoffs massively. A lot of people don't have it financially, and sometimes they just want to go, and I'm not even, I don't go to church. But I
Hmm.
absolutely believe people should be able to go and go to church and be able to hear the word. And whether it's because they just need to hear it for fulfillment or whatever it is, without being pressured to give
Hmm.
money. So I think that was a little whack that he did it that way. However, there's people that's defending it. And people feel like, well, they do a lot for the people, but it's often on the dime of your parishioners, the people of the church. So,
Hmm.
you may have given, I know, what is it? They say to tithe is 10%.
Yeah, ten
You,
percent.
so you may have given, you know, if you have a household or you're feeding yourself, whatever the case may be, you
Hmm.
may have given your last $20, $30 saying, this is what I have to give. And to feel pressured like it's not enough or you need to give more. What if it was $5? Your last
Hmm.
$5, your last dollar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And to know you
Yeah.
still gave that, and to be, maybe feel pressure like, well, you need to give more. And not saying that Marvin Sapp did that specifically, but maybe just implied to apply that pressure. I
Hmm.
think that was a little whack of him, but that's why I don't go to church. I believe God.
Yeah.
I talk to God myself. I don't need to go pay nobody's tithes. I have a relationship with God, and
Yeah. Yeah.
that's why a lot of people feel that same way.
Yeah, you're right. What's good, Jason? Peace to J Day the Traveler.
Hey,
Um, peace to J Day. Peace to my brother Daryl in the building. Yes,
hey,
yes,
Daryl.
128. But yeah, yeah, it was bad. A lot of people didn't take it the right way.
Excuse me.
We gotta, and I think pastors are always gonna get scrutinized for it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the power of the internet.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? The topic is the other day, Pastor Marvin Sapp, he was online at a service, and well, he wasn't online, but it went viral of him asking all of the saints in the church and the saints that were watching online to give $20,000. I mean $20,000 to give $20. And the number of people that were watching, it would have accumulated up to $40,000.
Mm-hmm.
So he told the ushers to what? Close the door. No, did he say close the doors or did he say don't leave?
He said close the doors.
He said close the doors.
Yeah, close the doors.
That means you can't. That's hostage. That's low key hostage. All
Yeah,
right, so
it's
I
like
think
a
that's
soft
what
strong
Joy.
arm. Like,
That's where he went wrong.
yeah.
Close the doors because
Mm-hmm.
I grew up in church. I still go to church to this day. You know, if the pastor listen, I go to two churches actually. One church in Harlem, Refuge Temple,
Mm-hmm.
and it's preach men preachers,
Mm-hmm.
and the church I go to in East Orange, it's a Reverend Maria. She's a woman,
Mm-hmm.
right? If
Mm-hmm.
any one of those pastors would have said close the door, it would have been crazy.
Yeah. What you mean?
You don't see. He said pastors these days are crooks. Not all pastors. Not all pastors. Some of them come across in a crookish manner,
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately. And you don't tell somebody to. You might as well say, "Yo, all y'all hand your pocketbooks in." Like you don't.
Right.
Give me your wallet.
Give me
give me.
right.
Give me.
Just put your wallets. We'll return it to you on your way out. Like what,
Give me. Give me your wallet. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mister? If you don't go somewhere, I got stuff to do.
yeah, close the doors. Like, what state was y'all in? Like, what's up, B? I could have been in the Bronx, could have been in Harlem. Like, it'd have been a turn up. He's like, what? But they gotta be mindful. I think he was
Yes.
a little bit, a little bit over the top
Yeah.
with it. You know what I'm
I agree.
saying? Yeah, so yeah, he said that cook. That's crazy. So I have some more topics here, man. OMG. That was wild. That was wild.
Yeah.
So
That was very bold of Marvin Sapp.
yeah.
Somebody I saw somebody in the comments put never should have paid it instead of never could have made it. What is the song? Never
Yeah,
would have made it.
it's
It
never
was
should
a
have
never
made
would have
it.
paid
Never
it.
should have made. Yeah. Yo, listen, everybody who's watching, listen, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button, and share the channel with your loved ones. All right, we got our sister Joy in the building with us. If you were born in the 80s, church is a Ponzi scheme. I wouldn't call it a Ponzi scheme. I would
Oh.
because Ponzi schemes are what? What are Ponzi schemes, Joy?
When there's like when you have one on the top and they recruit people and then those people recruit people, so they basically have the ones at the bottom of the pyramid doing all the work, but the ones at the top are the ones who really benefit and get the most, and they benefit from it the most.
Okay, so I can see where and let me know when you got to go, Joy, too. I know you with the family and all of that. You know what
I'm
I'm
looking at
saying?
time. I'm giving him until 4:30 because that's when
Okay.
my mom keeps calling me. I told her I would go run and get her.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. So yeah, I can see why they say that
Mhm.
because you got the pastor at the top, right?
Mhm.
And then under the pastor you have the reverends. And then you have this is so sad. Oh, Jesus, forgive
Mhm.
me. The pastors, you got the reverends, you got the bishops, the
Mhm.
deacons, the
Deacons.
elders, the
Right.
ushers, all these different people, and then and on the bottom, well, not the bottom, but at the the
Right. Right.
the plane, is
Right.
that makes sense? The plane,
Mhm.
right? You have the saints.
Mhm.
You have the Saints, and you try to get money. He's laughing. This is not. We don't want to laugh at this. It's
Mhm.
just. It just. I see where you're coming from. I understand where you're coming from, all in. I understand, and we don't want to call it a Ponzi scheme, but I understand your big picture. I get it. I totally get it. Moreover, I want you. If you go to church, I don't want
Yeah.
to
Nobody down.
mislead you to not want to give money to your church, because
Right.
some churches do good with the money that they receive,
Right.
and these pastors, some of these pastors don't have jobs.
Right.
That's their only way of
Source of
life,
income.
their source of income,
Right.
because their job is to go visit the sick, to go
Right.
visit a family who might be going through something, to actually study what they're preaching, to do research on what they're preaching during the week.
Right.
There's a lot of different things that they do. You understand what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
whether it's traveling or whatever the case is,
Right.
whatever the case is, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's they have a job too. They have bills. They have to pay for different things. So they ask us for money. But I see where people like, yo, $40,000, you want $50,000 in one day, like it's wild.
And people may
It's
even say
wild.
that the $20 wasn't much per person.
It isn't.
I
It
could
isn't.
understand if he was demanding like 100, but I think it was just the way people felt like a little pressured, and maybe his delivery, like, all right, $20, but it's almost like a pressure. So if I don't get the $20, then is this a membership within a church, or is this some kind of club that I'm in, where I have to pay due? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is this really? So I think it's going back to the core of like, what is the purpose of the church? Now,
Yeah.
again, I do understand, they need these finances to operate, but,
Hmm.
I mean,
Listen, I do know. Listen, I have been to some churches where they'll be like, "Yo, if you give him $50, come up now."
yeah, they separate the people
They
from the groups based on
separate.
the
Yeah,
offerings they give.
Yeah, if you give him 50, get on this line. If
Yeah,
you're
I've heard that.
giving, if you're giving 20, get on this line.
I've heard that.
If you're giving 10, get on this line.
Mm-hmm.
Anything less than like, and I've seen that before. He demanded 100.
Mm-hmm.
He demanded 100 from the. All right, hold up. So J Day the traveler, he said the love to use that scripture, you got to give 10% of your earnings. Yeah, that's the tithes that people give, 10% a year. And my whole thing is that before taxes or after taxes?
You know
That
what I'm
was my
saying?
whole that was my whole thing,
Is
you
that before
know.
the mortgage and the bills and the lights and the food, or
Is that
after?
yeah,
Because
yeah.
now you
So
got to prioritize.
yeah, and I don't want to feel like, listen, my good sister, one of my good sisters of the church, right? She told me this almost 10 years ago. And she's a entrepreneur. She's actually like a stylist or something like that, like a
Mm-hmm.
hairstylist, something like that. And she works for like a television company. She said,
Mm-hmm.
Lamont, ever since I started tithing, I have been getting unlimited blessings from God. Like I have been
Mm-hmm.
receiving. So
Mm-hmm.
I do believe, and that's why they call it a place of faith. It's faith
Mm-hmm.
driven. So I do believe personally, if you dedicate yourself to giving 10% of your income
Mm-hmm.
to whatever church you're in, that you will receive favor.
Mm-hmm.
You will receive some type of favor, you
I
know?
think that comes, that's just the law of the universe, regardless.
Regard yeah,
Everything's in a
yeah,
cycle.
yeah.
So if you want to receive, you definitely
Sacrifice.
have to give. You give to
Yeah.
the less fortunate, and you do it from your heart. You don't do it out of obligation. You do it because you know it's the right thing to do. So there's a difference. Am I doing this because I know it's the right thing to do, or am I doing it because now I feel obligated and pressured to do it?
Mm-hmm.
I think people should be able to give from the heart and give freely, because that's what the church should be about. More so,
Mm-hmm.
like, we're here for faith. And yes, we do have this so we can continue as far as with operations and things like that. But I mean,
Mm-hmm.
the $40,000 goal, what was that covering? Because
Yeah,
if
I
it was,
didn't.
if
Yeah, I
20,000
think
goes
I
towards
think
the
all
church and the
in.
other 20,000 goes to rent his yacht for the weekend,
I think all in. That's what all in was saying. He said that he demanded $100 each from the choir.
imagine
So
that.
yeah, it goes back to when whatchamacallit was trying to get the jet. I think it was Creflo Dollar. He was trying to get a jet or something like that. You know what I mean? And people don't,
Creflo
Pe-
Dollar.
yeah, yeah, that was the homie, man. I used to always go to his services on Saturday when I used to work at Sony Studios. Um, and I would go to his services at Madison Square Garden on Saturday
Yeah.
evenings. Yeah, that was the guy. That was the guy. Yeah, J
Mm.
Day definitely is crazy.
Mm.
Like, it's crazy. But we gotta do what's best for us. You know what I'm saying? Like I was
Mhm.
telling people earlier, I'm doing the Lent thing.
Mhm.
I've been doing that. So no meat. So it's been what is this? Instagram just got a stream currently. Okay. Yeah, I was doing that. I started a day late, but I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I started it,
Mhm.
because it's different things that I'm eating that I used to eat that I don't eat anymore on a regular basis. Like I ended up cutting out coffee too, which
Mm.
is yeah. I was always
Wow.
in and out with coffee, so I'm
Mhm.
doing tea, lemon zinger tea, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful,
Yeah.
you know. But yeah, so I got like one more topic or what have you, and then like I said, whenever you gotta go, just let me know.
Okay.
You Gucci, you Gucci. Um, Tamar Braxton, she says that she's been celibate for a year now,
Mhm.
um, and and she's taking, despite revealing she's on prep, like some prep HIV
Mhm. Cause she in
medicine or
Atlanta.
whatever. Yeah,
Mhm.
because she don't know when that she might break that celibacy,
Mm.
journey. Can we agree that the church has done a masterful job of propaganda in our community? Wow.
I can agree.
Wow.
I definitely will agree to that.
Can you explain that? Can you go into that a little bit?
Me or the commenter?
Nah,
The
you,
comment.
you, you.
Well, it all goes back to basically, I'll say for an example, politics. When it
Hmm.
comes to Baptist and Christian and certain churches, I feel like, we've spoken about this before, often feeling pressured politically to go one side and kind of like almost like you're ousted or made to feel like you're making this wrong decision because
Hmm.
your political views may not align with certain churches when they're aligned with the Democratic Party. So I feel like absolutely you should be able to have your own political preference because again, I always say where I'm often confused is I would more so think the church would be aligned with the conservative party, just based on certain things. And that's not where we are today. You have the church, a lot of churches and a lot of church leaders who are
Hmm.
backing Democratic leaders. And these leaders are opting for abortion, just things that you would find are in the 10 Commandments of not to do. So
Hmm.
that's a huge contradiction for me. Excuse me. That's a huge contradiction for me. But it's like, it's okay because the pastor said this is the better candidate. Or when you have, again, I always say everyone's sexual preference is their own, but I absolutely don't think that it should be pushed and made into this whole campaign where we're now, what do you call it? Exposing our children to it. That's
Hmm.
problematic. Why is that something? Whatever happened to the sanctity or the sanctuary of having the man and the wife, the husband and the wife? Again, that's not for me to decide or judge, but you would just think, behind the church. Now, you can say in today's day and age, it's okay for churches to be progressive because we're at a
Hmm.
different time. But I feel like
Hmm.
that is chosen when it's convenient, what churches want to be progressive towards and what they want to be traditional with. And
Hmm.
then I feel like when it comes to politics, there are people who may still have conservative views, who may more so align with the Republican Party. But as long as you're a Christian or a Baptist or,
Hmm.
amongst that other group, you can be looked at funny or even ousted from your friends and family members for not thinking Democrat is the way to go. So that's why I agree
That's
when he says,
true.
can we
That's
agree
true.
the church has done a masterful job of pushing propaganda in our community? For me, and how I see it, that would be some of the ways they push propaganda. You have to vote this, and this is what we support. And it's like, well, what happened to all the things that you're teaching in church and during Bible study? What happened to those things? Because that's not aligned with today's Democratic Party. It isn't. They're pushing
Yeah.
feminism, which is to disrupt the household and have
Hmm.
women think we don't need a man and And then now it's to a point where they resent each other. So now you don't have strong nuclear families anymore. You have I just posted statistics the other day that showed single Black mothers. That's sad to see.
Yeah.
So we're not pushing that anymore. So again, even back to Nelly, for people to even criticize him because he wanted to be married to someone that he had a baby with, what is the problem? Why is that not normalized in today's age? You understand what I mean? So
Right,
that's
right,
where
yeah.
I kind of side eye it. Like, well, which one is it?
Yeah, it's funny you say that, man, about the Democratic and the political thing. Like I have a good brother of mine, and he lives out in Florida, and he has, he's married, he has a family and everything, and he said in his church, like they look at you crazy if you're not Republican.
If you're not Republican,
If you, yeah, because they have Republican, and Florida, it's a white state,
yeah,
so I
I
was
can see
like,
that.
oh snap, I was like, so it's
I'm
real like that.
surprised.
It's real
I'm
like
actually
that.
surprised by that.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because when you think about it, it's like, yo, like a lot of the stuff that the Democratic Party was going for was against the Christian values.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And it's like it's almost like we've been like brainwashed by the Democratic Party to just go with the Democratic Party because we Black. Like Joe Biden said, oh,
Yeah.
if you Black,
You
you're gonna
ain't
vote for
Black.
me.
Or
Yeah,
you got
so it's
Hillary
like,
talking about she got hot sauce in her bag, and that's supposed to appeal to Black people. Let's talk about how many Black men her husband is responsible for incarcerating. That's
yeah,
probably still in jail today, 30 years after his presidency.
yeah,
But because she got hot sauce on her bag on Breakfast Club, she's all right with us. F out
that's
of here with that. I'm not okay with
crazy.
that.
Yeah, yeah, nobody should be okay with that. That's
Put
wild.
your hoodie back on. We gotta go get pop. So we can go. But I'm not
That's
okay with that.
crazy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
I'm
wild.
absolutely not okay with that. Oh, but you was so back to Tamar real quick because you wanted to touch on that. You
Oh, yeah,
said
yeah, yeah.
with Tamar and her being celibate right now. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. See, because I see that coming up a lot. Her, and then you have DMX ex-wife. I think her name is
To
Tashira
Shara
Simmons. Yeah,
Simmons.
she's been
Mm-hmm.
celibate for the past 10 years. Maya,
Mm-hmm.
she says she's been celibate for the past 7 years. Like
Mm-hmm.
this is becoming like a trend for women, and I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I like it for them. I love it
Mm-hmm.
for them. Sometimes you
Mm-hmm.
gotta like, take a pause in your sexual desires or what have you. Because
Absolutely.
one thing Tamar said was that she just wanted a relationship. Like
Mm-hmm.
she wasn't with who she was with because she loved them, or she
Mm-hmm.
all of those different things that play a role. A lot of people just want to be in relationships. Just you look at Instagram, they go to these weddings, they go everything that's going on, and they want to feel like they have somebody too.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just
I
marry
mean, yeah,
him just to
naturally.
say.
Yeah, naturally. I will say this. I do
Hmm.
see what you're saying as far as it being a trend, because even
Yeah.
in comments, I'll see a lot more women are saying, so one thing I've noticed or one thing I've learned is there's a difference between celibacy and abstaining. So with
Yes.
celibacy, it's supposed to be more so for like religious reasons, like
Spiritual
what priests, right, what priests and nuns may do. Or if someone is just saying, I want to give myself to God or whatever their reason is.
purpose. It's a
And then,
purpose. It's a purpose
yes.
for it.
And then with abstinence is more so just a personal choice, of not choosing to engage. Now, that's something that I talk about because I often abstain. There's no need for me to necessarily have to be intimate with someone when I know that I have certain standards as far as what I'm looking for. But if I choose where I want to engage, I have that option.
Hmm.
But for the most part, I can see where it is, and it's not a thing of like trying to, what do they call it, strong arm the PUSSY,
Hmm.
but I think
Hmm.
it's more of a preference. Like, okay, this our culture and society is already too over sexualized. Let's calm it down. Let's get back to you know where I guess where, what are we prioritizing? So
Hmm.
it's easy to meet somebody, start dating them, you become intimate with them, and then 3 to 6 months later it's over. So how many times a year are you doing that? So now how many souls and spirits and different energy are you coming in contact with that you're exposing yourself to? Because what I've learned is
Sold for
When you're
sale.
intimate with somebody, you're exposing yourself to absolutely everything that they're carrying in their aura. So if you're attracted to the bad boy, the thug, or someone who is just, has a lot going on, you're absolutely taking that on, especially with men being the depositors of energy and women being the receptors. So even with men have to be very careful how they use their wand. When you're being intimate with someone, you could, have a little session with Shorty because she got a bad body. She work at the strip club. She's it, and you just had to have it. But what is she going on in her life spiritually and mentally? Where now your life is disrupted. You don't know why you got this bad luck streak going on, and you're not even being mindful of it. That is because you were intimate and you took on this person's energy. You did an energy swap with her. So that's why I always feel like it's important to have awareness, especially when it comes to being intimate with people, which is what we should be encouraging for our youth, instead of them seeing everything as twerk, 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 and strip club and all this other stuff. No, let's give them the awareness. Let them be aware of, how you're mindful of your body and how you carry yourself and who you open yourself up to, and let them expose yourself to. So I absolutely applaud her. There's my son right there. I absolutely applaud her. Go ahead, Joy, get in the back. I absolutely applaud her for can he get in? I'm sorry. I want him to get in the back. No, no, no. She could get in the back. Go ahead. I'm sorry about that. I absolutely applaud her for being open and candid about it, and I can understand. But sometimes people just do it because it's the wave to do. Everyone says, oh, they want to do this or whatever. I'm not saying that was her reason, but I definitely will applaud it because I think it's better to be cautious. Even what she said, she got to be on prep. That got to be no fun to I mean, condoms, you would say, condoms, you use that, but the fact that you got to take that extra step and measure because of the community she lives in and the area and their rates when it comes to HIV and AIDS, that's
That's just
alarming.
crazy, yo.
You know what I mean? So I
Crazy.
absolutely understand and I applaud her for it.
Yeah, yeah. It's real. It's a real thing, man.
Okay.
It's a definitely real thing. But let me let you do your thing, though, sis.
Yeah, we're about to pull off. Thank you so much for having me on
No
today.
doubt, no doubt,
I
no
miss
doubt.
doing this. I'm
We
long-winded.
we gonna double up. We gonna get right back real soon. You already know.
All right,
All
bet.
right.
Everybody have a great Saturday.
I'll talk to you later. Enjoy.
All right, later.
All right. Yeah. So she hit. Yo, Joy hit some. Well, she always hits the points. Got off the phone with cousin Robin. I'm back. Listen, after the live, I'm going to call. She called me. Okay. Okay. No doubt. No doubt. So yeah, she hit some valid points. Some valid points. There's a difference between abstinence and celibacy. Know the difference. Men, we could do it too. We can do it too. You know what I mean? We could be celibate. We could be abstinent. You understand what I'm saying? And still live a joyous life. You know what I mean? Let me see if I got any more topics left for you guys. I think that might be it. And I need to go anyway, so I can go to this. Celibacy is the new money phone. The new money phone. What do you mean by the new money phone? I know 50 Cent. I know he was saying that he was celibate for a while. I remember that. I think he said he was trying to accomplish something. He was working on a project or something like that he was doing, and he said that he had to remain celibate for those reasons, to stay focused, because a lot of times, it's like you sleeping with a thief. You understand what I'm saying? If you sleeping with a thief, what good do you expect to come from that? Like, what kind of energy do you think is going to come if you sleeping with a thief? If you sleeping with a woman who's a prostitute, or if you sleeping with a woman who, or man, whatever. You understand what I'm saying? Like, what good do you expect to come from that? It's like every day you wake up, something bad has happened. It's like, because this is what's going on, and pretty soon that energy is gonna come into your life. Now with cousin, we're talking about celibacy. We're talking about Tamar Braxton. She said that she's a year celibate right now. And the difference between celibacy is, you're doing it for spiritual reasons. You're doing it for those reasons rather than just not doing it. Abstinence is just you don't want to do it. So we're talking about the benefits of living that lifestyle. A lot of successful. It looks like a lot of successful people are doing it. I just the brother All In says celibacy is the new money phone. I'm trying to click on what he means by that, which led me to 50 Cent. 50 Cent, at one recently, he said he was celibate, and because he's working on a new project, and he felt that he can focus better when he's not sexually involved with someone. Um, and I think that's important. I feel like I want to talk to like a counselor or bring somebody on and talk about the importance of it, and the type of mental space you put yourself in when you take a break from it, because I think a lot of times sex can control our lifestyle. If a woman feels like she's getting good sex from somewhere and the brother, isn't doing well for himself, it could be whether he's not working or whatever it is. Sometimes they might stay for the sex, and vice versa. A man might be in a relationship with a woman, and he might be like, "Yo, I'm only with her because she has good sex." But moreover, it's like, "Yo, she doesn't bring any value to my life, or we don't bring any value to each other's lives." you know oh wow, I hate when churches ask for money. It's an offering you can voluntarily give. If you don't have 20, then what? You're supposed to give what you can. Yeah, that was definitely a topic we had when we was talking about Marvin Sapp. He was forcing everybody to give $20. And he said he told the ushers to close the doors so people couldn't get out, because he said, I want $20 from all of y'all, which would add up to $40,000 from the people in the church and the people that was online. So I think the point, it was just bad when he said close the doors. I think that was just a little. We all feel that was a little bit extra, a little bit extra. You know, we have to be conscious on how we talk to members of the church, saints. Because this the day and age of social media, things go viral, and you be definitely look frowned upon. I left the church because they had an offering for everything. It's Deacon's birthday. Let's have a special offering for him. Sister Mary's birthday. Let's have. Yeah, a lot of times this happens in churches, man. And it's crazy. We want a new van. Let's have a van offering. Um, Pookie's going to college. Let's give Pookie some money. Like, it'd be a lot of reasons why. And then when that person is given the money for whatever reason, this person comes to church with a new car next Sunday, and it's like, hold up, I thought that money was going to Pookie, who was who got locked up, or so and so who lost their job. But you coming to church with a new car, that's when things can get a little funny. And I think that's the big picture. That's what we are all concerned about. And that's why it's important for us to be mindful, be very mindful. Like my cousin said, give what you can. Give what you can, you know? And he said that All In said that he made the people in the choir give $100 each. He said, I want $100. I don't know. Maybe those choir members get paid. Maybe those choir members get paid. So maybe he know they got $100. Because I know the drummers get paid, and the pianists, I think they get paid. Yeah. So listen, man, yo, I gotta roll. I gotta roll out. It's Saturday. I want to enjoy some of this weather. Yo, 4:44. Good timing. Angel time. Um, listen, I want to thank you guys for tuning in today. I think we had a very good podcast today. I want to be honest with you guys. I want to thank you for the core audience. I want to focus on my core audience. People who are tuned in, whether it's through Instagram or through I gotta start getting I'm gonna create a list for the core audience on Instagram, so I can send them alerts when I'm going live on YouTube. Personally, send them alerts, um, because I think it's important for me to align them with YouTube and things of that nature. And focusing on your core audience is very important, very important. I will be starting a focus group also for some merch that I will be dropping. Um, and of course, you'll get gifts for being in a focus group. Let me know what y'all think about the logo too, the top right hand corner. Let me know what y'all think about that. Um, but yeah, church has another 10 or 20 more years before the idea of it. Oh my God, that's scary. That's scary business. That is scary business. Yo, man, it's like, and I feel where you coming from, because in a lot of these churches, some of these churches probably, you know, a lot of these churches are struggling. A lot of these churches are struggling. You know, I know there's rich people who go to church, so I know they give money how they can, you know, but because when that, like, say for instance, when you hear the church saying, "Yo, um, we're taking a boiler offering," because a boiler don't work, or we're taking a, like, things like this, like, it's like, why isn't that money already, like, why have you accumulated this money already to where it's like if something happens, you know you have the money to pay for it. So I think, church probably needs to be, a lot of the churches, they probably need to be managed better. And when I mean managed better, I don't mean managed like money managed. I mean communication managed. The way you communicate with the members in the church, the judging of members in the church. Like, it has to be some type of rebrand. I don't want to say rebranding because I don't want to make it sound like it's a business. Moreover, it comes off as a business because bills have to be paid. So somebody gotta get paid, right? So it needs to be in some shape, form, or fashion rebranded, because you know we shouldn't have to have a boiler offering. Like, where's a lot of this money going? Where's the money going? Like, do churches even pay taxes? I think, isn't it a tax free, that's nonprofit? So is this, I don't know, man. There's a lot that goes into this. And I appreciate the engagement that you guys are giving in reference to this conversation, because church conversations are very touchy. Not too many platforms have conversations about religion, and we're not talking about religion. We're not talking about religion. We're talking about the business of religion. Okay? That's what we're talking about. And I think that's the separation. All right? And I'm glad that we're able to have that conversation. You know, it's needed. It's needed. No church should be struggling. No church should be struggling. They shouldn't be struggling with bills. They shouldn't be struggling with members. I think that churches need to be more involved with the community. Going to this, like back in the days, like my mother, when we used to go to church back in the days, man, my mother, may she rest in peace, she used to have me and my brothers in the train station, bro. She wasn't getting paid to do this. She used to have me and my brothers in the train station. We'd be singing. We'd be singing. And then my mother, she could sing her behind off. So we'll be on Jamaica Avenue in the train station in Queens singing to people. People would stop. They would cry. She dropped a gospel album. We would perform with her. We would sing with her. People would cry and stuff like that. And she would, like, literally, like people's hearts would just melt. They would just cry, and we need more of that. I don't see church people in the trains no more. I don't see church people in the street no more, bringing in members and things of that nature. You understand what I'm saying? So we got to get back. Churches have to get back to that. going to the schools. My mother was a PTA president, going to the schools, talking to these kids, talking to these parents, like really getting to that. The last real good run the church had was MLK on my bugging. Nah, you ain't lying, B. You not lying. Because what I just said is what Martin Luther King was doing. Is what he was doing. Martin Luther King was outside. Martin Luther King just wasn't outside when the economy was bad or when DEI, whatever. No, Martin Luther King was outside for the cause. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if y'all know, but what's the lady? What's this lady's name? Wow. Who's the not Coretta Scott? The other one, the lady who gave up her seat on the bus. What was this lady's name? Why am I like brain frozen with this? And I want to get it before you guys get it. What is that lady's name who gave up her seat on the bus? That name should be popping up really quick to y'all. What is this woman's name? Or do I have to Google it? What is this? Oh my God, I am so ashamed. Lady. Rosa, thank you. So cool. So Rosa Parks. So Rosa Parks wasn't the first black woman to lose her seat on the bus. It was another lady who lost her seat on the bus, and she wasn't marketable. She wasn't marketable because she had a child or something like that, and she was dark skinned. Like she wasn't Rosa Parks was marketable because she was light skinned. She had the long the hair and everything like that. So it was actually another woman who was who had lost her seat on a bus first. It was just Rosa Parks that they made public. She was made public, right? So, yeah, man, like the church, it needs to be rebranded, revamped. They got to go back into, like my brother right here said, you know, back into the MLK days when church really mattered. Like people actually went to Sunday school and like, but you got to go out and talk to these people, you know. So like I said, this is a good conversation. This is a good conversation, guys. I got to get to the crib so I can change and get ready for this No Funny podcast live taping tonight at SOBs. Listen, make sure y'all tune in on Wednesday night at 8:45. I will be interviewing the lovely Washonda Lee. All right. I will be circulating the flyer soon. Salute, salute, King, salute. All right. It's gonna be an awesome, awesome pod. All right. So listen, one love, and y'all have a beautiful Saturday.